Hello transport nerds and welcome back to Talking Planning. As you probably know, Southeast Queensland has done quite a good job of transitioning away from high floor buses over the last few years. I've said my piece on high floor buses a number of times, and sure, they might have a cool enthusiast value, but accessibility is obviously very important and something we should be striving for across our entire transport network. In Southeast Queensland, you'll actually struggle to find high-floor buses out and about in route service most of the time. There are a couple of exceptions, such as high-floor coaches that operate scheduled rail buses between Rosewood and Gatton, but they've mitigated that risk by adding wheelchair lifts. The other exception is at Transdev. I've already showed off the Mercedes OH1828s with Mills 2 bodies in an early Bus Week series, and today, let's check out the other exception to the rule. This bus is a Mercedes OH1728 fitted with an express body, and they are seen out and about on peak hour services between the Redlands and Brisbane CBD on a fairly regular basis. More interesting to note is this bus is newer than most high-floor buses, and perhaps they were able to do this as they pull triple duty on school runs, route services, and charters where needed. I've never seen one on rail replacement though, and that's despite Transdev running a fair few rail replacement services in Brisbane a few years back. These OH1728s were built back in 2005, well after many operators had moved to buying brand new low floors, and after quite a number of other low floors had already been delivered to Transdev, including the 0405NHs, B10BLEs, and B7RLEs. The first two of those types have already been retired from Transdev. What surprises me most though is how often I would see these out in route service, especially up until the end of 2020 when I moved away from Brisbane. This review was filmed back between September and November 2020. Unfortunately, finding specifications on this bus are easier said than done. But the 1728 component indicates to me it's got a 280 horsepower engine. I'd also assume, based on the era, it's rated for Euro 3 emissions. And I'm pretty sure it's got the 5-speed ZF Auto, although it's been a while since I've caught one of these buses. Have a listen now. Let's talk interior features. This seat fabric should be familiar to a lot of viewers, but wait, there's a twist. There are Connex logos hidden amongst the regular pattern, which speaks to the era in which this bus was first delivered. This bus has passed between Connex, Veolia and Transdev branding over a relatively short period of time, but like much of the fleet, there are historical clues available. Back to the front, there is a stop bell light, which is rather tiny. On some of these coaches, the stop bell's actually blocked by a TV screen, And no, they don't display the stoplight on the telly like you will see on most newer Transdev buses. In fact, it's actually quite rare to see people using the bell buttons, at least on the urban sections of the run. Finding a stop bell can actually be pretty difficult as there really aren't many of them in the interior, and they mount them to the sides of the seats. Fortunately, the air conditioning, on the other hand, is excellent and spreads well throughout the whole bus, and on a hot summer day, that's a must-have. With a high floor layout, there's actually less area that needs to be filled with air compared to a low floor, so it can stay nice and chilly. The coach seats are also nice and comfy, which are great virtues for travel between Brisbane CBD and the Redlands. I suspect why that's for the most part. If these coaches are used en route services, they're limited to peak hour express runs wherever possible. It is a shame though that Transdev doesn't have a combination floor bus, which would be the perfect compromise for these sorts of services. Something like a single door Phoenix low floor with coach style seats, a BusTech ADI or a combo floor CB80 would be perfect for blending comfort and improved accessibility. Still, I do enjoy catching these Mercedes OH1728s as they are pretty interesting, especially for southeast Queensland, where high floor buses are nowadays in very limited route service use and are only really common sights on rail replacement. Anyway, I think it's time to finish up this review, so thank you for joining me and I will see you again soon.